that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
20,002 occurred north of east 7 to the east 60 parties off on land in the Chili's parking lot in the blue Ford F-150.
Well, even though it's moving slow, this is considered now a pursuit. It's Temple City Sheriff's behind this white vehicle, failing to yield. Now, this is said to be a known carjacking suspect. Matches the description from a carjacking that happened a short time ago. You can see that white vehicle there, failing to yield in heavy traffic, eastbound 10 freeway, passing Puente. And he's in that number 2 lane there. A lot of heavy traffic, like I said, airship overhead, monitoring.
They are not streaming at this time.
Copy that, just doing it for Nat Sound.
This is the 10 freeway, right?
Yeah, eastbound 10, just past past Puente.
City of La Puente, or you said La Puente Street?
Yeah, he's eastbound 10, passing. He just passed Puente. There he goes, weaving in and out of traffic. He's not yielding, so he's got a lot of traffic ahead of him, but he's continuing to evade officers here as the sheriffs and CHP decide what they're going to do as far as pursuing this vehicle. The CHP will likely take over from the sheriffs. We're the only ones here, right, DB?
Yes.
And Catherine, we're exclusive on this.
Thank you.
Street taking over now.
CHP now taking over the pursuit from the Temple City Sheriff's eastbound 10 freeway in the West Covina area right now. Heavy traffic eastbound for quite a few miles. In fact, all the way into the Kellogg interchange, it looks like. And Catherine, let me know if we decide to stream, please. Copy, thank you. Hey, Joe. Okay, thank you for that. And I have a little bit more info. Well, thank you for joining us on the NBCLA app and NBCLA.com. This is Gil Davis in News Chopper 4 Bravo, along with my pilot, Derek Bell. We are following a pursuit here. This is that white vehicle in the center of your screen. We are currently, this is going to be in the West Covina area, eastbound 10 freeway approaching Vincent. Now, this is a suspect wanted for carjacking this vehicle. In fact, they tracked it via LoJack, and that's how the Temple City Sheriffs got involved in this pursuit. They were able to track him, getting on the freeway, eastbound 10, crossing the 605, now in heavy traffic. The traffic looks like it's pretty heavy on and off through the Kellogg interchange, but currently now we are east of the 605 freeway. The CHP, the California Highway Patrol, has taken over the pursuit, and right now the speeds are about 30 miles an hour in the traffic here, but again, heavy stop and go traffic as they deal with trying to bring the suspect into custody. Again, this is an armed carjacking suspect. We're trying to find out exactly where that carjacking took place, but it's said that this suspect used a weapon in that carjacking. Here he goes. He's hitting the gas now. He's getting a little bit of a break on traffic here, at least in the fast lane. But Baldwin Park CHP now as the lead in this pursuit. The Sheriff's Department are staying with the pursuit in case it jumps off, in case the driver jumps off onto surface streets. We'll be able to track that suspect on those surface streets. But so far, eastbound 10 freeway, number 2 lane, and as I pull out, you'll see the number of CHP units behind in this pursuit. You see them trying to make a traffic block behind them, trying to slow down the traffic there. But look at how the suspect just took off on them. Here he goes from about 20 to 30 miles an hour to about 60, 70 miles an hour. Eastbound 10 approaching Azusa. About 65 miles an hour because the traffic lightened up there. And this is definitely a pursuit. They were tracking the vehicle for quite a while. They have I believe it's a sheriff's airship overhead right now, tracking the vehicle. And you can see he's not willing to stop whatsoever. So again, a very dangerous pursuit here with a armed carjacking suspect. And from looks of it, my assignment desk manager, Joe Studley, pointed out that it looked like there was a ride share. This might be a ride share vehicle. So we'll try to find out more information on that. But right now, this driver refusing to yield and continuing here eastbound 10, approaching the 57 interchange. What will give you some perspective on this pursuit now is I'm going to bring up our SkyVision map system with a speedometer on it, and you'll be able to see here exactly how fast that driver is driving right now, showing about, well, he had sped up to about 70 miles an hour, dropped down to about 65, but that's because traffic is varying here in speeds. We're starting to go uphill into the Kellogg interchange, so that's going to slow him down a little bit. But again, he just crossed under Barranca and continuing eastbound on the 10 freeway. Speeds of about 70 miles an hour right now. Come out to a water shot so you can see the traffic. He's in lighter traffic right now, really not much traffic to speak of as they go up the grade. Now he's pushing it to about 90 miles an hour now, so he's got some room to run here, and he's definitely hitting that gas. You can see a couple CHP units blocking the on-ramps here off the 10 freeway. Eastbound 10 freeway at Holt. Just so you know, we're into Santiago, DB. Looking at those stickers on the front windshield, you can kind of see them right there. It looks like it is a rideshare vehicle, as Joe Studley mentioned there, and he is continuing now, weaving in and out of traffic here. They're saying the CHP's gauging the speed varying from 70 to 90 miles an hour. 75 to 80 miles an hour right now, crossing Via Verde, eastbound 10. All the way across lanes. Again, this is a carjacking suspect, armed carjacking suspect. Took the vehicle at gunpoint. We assume it's a gun. We're not sure. We haven't heard if what type of weapon it is, but he does have a weapon on board. And the California Highway Patrol very cautious about that, making this a very dangerous pursuit. They were able to track the vehicle using a low jack system, and were able to. That was actually the sheriff's department was able to track the vehicle on surface streets. Then it got on the 10 freeway here eastbound, I should say, and got into some heavy traffic around the 605 freeway. Now coming up to the 57 interchange, traffic is much better. Speed's about 80 miles an hour right now. Coming up to the 57 here, he's got also the, well, let's see what he does here as he approaches. He can go south, or he can go north or south on the 57. We'll see what he does here, or he continues on the 10. It looks like he's passing that option of the 57. We're coming into the Pomona area next. We're coming into Pomona. Look at him weaving in and out. He's got some heavy traffic here as he passes the 57 freeway. We got the LA County Fair underway, which is close by. That might be contributing to some of the traffic here on the 10 freeway. Now he's jumped into the carpool lane. Eastbound 10, passing Fairplex. And the driver jumping into that carpool lane to avoid the traffic here. It's a temporary backup, but nonetheless, he jumped into that carpool lane and is going to continue. He's got pretty much smooth sailing, it looks like, eastbound on the 10 for quite a while.
Providing you with an update. So Temple City Sheriff is saying this is a stolen vehicle out of Oceanside. They're not calling it an armed carjacking suspect at this time. DHC has taken over. The way they picked it up was their copter picked it up on a low jack, like you mentioned, but it's a stolen vehicle out of Oceanside.
Copy that, thank you. Reaching speeds now about 90 miles an hour, eastbound 10, and we're hearing now that this is a carjacking suspect, carjacked out of Oceanside. The airship actually was the one that picked up the low jack when they were able to get behind it. It was the airship that was able to track this car down via that low jack system. Eastbound 10, crossing Gary, about 100 miles an hour now. He's really ramped up the speeds. He's got that open freeway now ahead of him. Still some light to moderate traffic. A lot of cars on the freeway, but they're moving at freeway speeds. Weaving in and out of that carpool lane. Look at him splitting those lanes, trying to decide what to do. He must have a car ahead. Let me come out to a wider shot so you can see what he's up against. Yeah, a red car. Look at that. Oh, look at that red car coming over. Oh, he almost hit that red car, but he was able to get around that car. That red car was trying to get out of the way with those lights and sirens coming up behind him. He probably saw that coming behind him, wanting to get out of the way, but almost collided with the suspect vehicle. The suspect splitting lanes to avoid that. Coming up to Indian Hill. Speeds are over 100 miles an hour right now. Now he's slowing it down. Let's see what's going on. He's got traffic there. There's his problem. He's going to go across a couple lanes here to get around that. Eastbound 10 crossing Indian Hill. He's going to ramp up the speed once again. In and out of that carpool lane. He's got people in the carpool lane ahead of him. That's why he's weaving. I'll go in for a tighter shot here to see if we can see anything in the vehicle. It looks like, well, we haven't heard if there's anyone else other than the driver on board. We believe it's just the driver. Wow, look at the speeds here. He's going, CHP tracking him about 100 miles an hour. Traffic still light to medium up ahead as he continues now through the Ontario area right now. Eastbound 10 freeway, speed's about 100 miles an hour. This is a carjacking suspect, I should say, was tracked down by a low jack system in the vehicle by a LA County Sheriff's helicopter. Was able to get units behind him, and this guy is failing to yield to officers. Now this California Highway Patrol in pursuit. They took over from the Sheriff's Department. The Sheriff's Department is in trail, at least for now. But again, the California Highway Patrol in hot pursuit of this vehicle traveling over 100 miles an hour in and out of traffic. Slowing up again because of traffic, so he's got that problem where he comes into a group of cars that are going a lot slower. There's another California Highway Patrol here. That's probably a Rancho Cucamonga unit that's going to take over from the Baldwin Park units very shortly here as they move into Rancho Cucamonga's jurisdiction. But again, the California Highway Patrol in pursuit of this vehicle, and he's not yielding. Certainly he was in some heavy traffic, could have yielded earlier. Look at this truck almost colliding with him. Oh, he's going to cut him off. It looks like he may have made contact there a little bit with that truck. It's hard to say, but here comes the CHP moving into position. That's more than likely a Rancho unit that's pulled into the pursuit. But this driver being aggressive out here, trying to pass cars, and looked like he tried to maybe clip that truck a little bit as he passed under that bridge. Yeah, he's really taken off. Wow, look at those speeds. He's just about to the Ontario airport area on the 10 freeway here. Over 100 miles an hour there. Now he's slowing it up again because he's got another car in front of him on that, I believe it's still the carpool lane there or the number 1 lane, but he's weaving in and out. Again, if you're just joining us, this is a high-speed pursuit on the 10 freeway eastbound, approaching the 15 freeway now, coming through near the Ontario airport right now. Speeds have been reaching over 100 miles an hour. This white vehicle, it is a stolen vehicle. It was a carjacking that took place in Oceanside, and this vehicle has been tracked down by the Sheriff's Department and is now in pursuit by the CHP on the 10 freeway, reaching speeds of over 100 miles an hour, like I said. It appears that the car is a rideshare vehicle. And you can see there the suspect having to hit the brakes because of traffic. It's been like this on and off since, well, since the Kellogg interchange. There's been 2 close calls with other vehicles, with the people in the other vehicles trying to get out of the way of the oncoming pursuit. Now he's committed eastbound 10 freeway from the 15, just crossed over the 15 freeway, and he is continuing eastbound here. Speeds reaching over 100 miles. Look at that, passing on the center divider there. Wow, look at that. Driver here, the suspect choosing to stay in that shoulder there on the center divider. I'm going to engage the map system so you can see just how fast this driver is going. You see the speedometer there as he continues here, speeds 108 miles an hour. Very, very dangerous. It was said early on that this suspect may be armed. The vehicle may have been, he may have carjacked the person that owned this vehicle with a weapon of some sort. So the California Highway Patrol aware of that and concerned about that, but you can see them right on this guy's tail. California Highway Patrol is saying light traffic up ahead, and he certainly does. He definitely has light traffic on the 10 freeway here for this day. This time, look at him pass on that shoulder again. He's got a wide shoulder in that center divider right around that vehicle. The suspect desperate to get away. Again, this carjacking took place in Oceanside, and it appears that the vehicle is a rideshare vehicle. So once again, the speed's 100 plus. Carjacking suspect, possibly armed, and certainly if he is dangerous, and certainly dangerous in the speeds that he's driving here. You can see it makes the way he's passing these vehicles, it looks like they're going like 20 miles an hour, but they're not. That's freeway speeds, and he's blowing right by him. News Chopper 4 Bravo, we're the only news helicopter on this pursuit right now as it continues to reach speeds over 100 miles an hour. Look at him using that center divider to pass. He's got that wide shoulder on the center divider here on the 10. Coming up to Citrus, eastbound 10, approaching Citrus. This is Fontana we're passing through right now, and you can see the driver weaving in and out. Look at him go all the way across. He's going to have an issue there with that blue car. Had to hit hard on the brakes there to avoid hitting that blue car. I'll tell you what, when you're driving 100 miles an hour, cars come up on you very, very quickly, more than normal. So it's quite an adjustment for sure for this driver to have to make that that decision. He's going to have to make those decisions a lot quicker at these speeds. All the way across lanes. Let's see if he uses that shoulder, but nope. Push in here to get a closer look at what the driver's doing. The windows are pretty heavily tinted, so it's hard to tell. There he goes, one more time in the shoulder. Hopefully no one's broken down in that shoulder, that center divider. And back in, look at those speeds. That's dirt that's coming off the tires. It's not the tires smoking or anything like that. That's just dirt from that center median. They call it the breakdown lane. And hopefully no one's broken down in that lane as this guy comes at speeds of 110 miles an hour. 115 now, California Highway Patrol is reporting that. We're going to go back to our map system and you'll be able to see our speedometer on the vehicle and tracking it. And you can see right now it's saying about 120 right now. So that's realistic speed. You can see as that driver blows by all those vehicles out here using that center divider to pass. He's staying in it. And let's see what kind of distance he's made from the California Highway Patrol. Significant amount, but again, we got the helicopter overhead that's tracking. Several units on board there, that Rancho Cucamonga units, but soon we'll hand over to the San Bernardino CHP. $125 now. This guy's really pushing it. One wrong move at these speeds and it's all over. One blown tire and it's all over for sure. But look at him using that shoulder again, that center divider breakdown lane they call it, to pass all these vehicles out here that look like they're just standing still. Sheriff's King 40 helicopters taking over. We're now in the city of San Bernardino. San Bernardino now. Coming up to the eastbound 10 freeway, approaching the 215. Early on in the pursuit, police were saying that this guy matches the description. They had eyes on the guy at some point. He matches the description of the carjacking down in Oceanside and certainly the vehicle as well. So here he goes, passing again on that shoulder. He's got that dirt. He's going to lose it. Oh, man, he's going to lose it. Oh, no, he got control of it. He hit that soft shoulder in the center divider. I was worried about that. He got his rear tire in there, almost lost control of it. Now he's slowed down. Not much, but he did slow down a little bit. He almost lost control of that car. Yeah, guys, make sure you mark that tape there. Continuing here, eastbound 10 freeway. This is how dangerous it is. All it takes is hitting that soft shoulder like he did and nearly lost control of that car. I don't know how he kept it under control there, but all those other cars around him were in jeopardy for that moment. Now he's slowed down quite a bit as he approaches the 215. We are in Colton now. San Bernardino CHP now taking the handoff from Rancho Cucamonga CHP. Eastbound 10 freeway in the number 1 lane here, and he's going to be committed to that 10 freeway from the 215 now. He may have learned his lesson from using that center divider shoulder, almost losing control just a few minutes ago. He's kind of calmed down his driving, his speeds have slowed down. They come out to a wider shot. You can see that unit right behind him. They're not giving him any brakes whatsoever here. That suspect pushing the speed limits as high as about 125 miles an hour at one point. Again, it appears to be a ride-sharing vehicle, a lot of stickers on the front windshield of that vehicle, and as he continues here, I'm going to come back out. You can see the traffic conditions still pretty light to medium. Ramped it back up to about 100 miles an hour now. You can kind of see the driver's arm in there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it looks like I can see, it looks like the driver might be wearing a, it's hard to say, maybe a maroon shirt, but I can see what looks like his arm there holding the steering wheel as he's driving. Let me come out to a wider shot again, and you can see he's kind of up against a little bit of traffic here. Maybe he's kind of calculating what his next move is, but you can see the response by the CHP here as I come to a wider shot, even more so. Looks like about at least 6 or 7 units in the pursuit. The airship overhead calling the pursuit as he continues eastbound 10 freeway. We're into the Redlands area now. Driver's slowing down to about 60. I can't see out of that. Well, I'm going to come to a wider shot so we can see what's going on. Some traffic.
Ongoing construction through the Redlands area here. Hands are constricted, so people are slowing.
Gotcha. Hearing word from my pilot, Derek Bell, saying that we got some construction in the area up ahead. That's slowing down traffic a bit here, quite a bit, from the speeds we saw just a few minutes ago. So that construction looks like it stretches for a little bit as it narrows the freeway down and slows the traffic down as well. But again, the suspect refusing to yield to officers that are continuing to pursue this California Highway Patrol in pursuit of this carjacking suspect. They tracked it via LoJack. The sheriff's department was able to track it from their helicopter via LoJack, got behind the suspect. Again, once again, this was a carjacking that occurred in the Oceanside area. And early on in the pursuit, the officers and sheriff's department was saying that he matches the description from that carjacking. They had visual on the driver at one point and were able to match his description with the person that carjacked this vehicle out of Oceanside. Eastbound 10 freeway through Redlands right now. Coming up to 4th Street on the 10 freeway here in Redlands. Still moving through this construction zone area on the 10 freeways, moved all the way across the slow lane, back to the middle lane, and he's been doing this. He's been using that center divider also to pass. Right now there's not really a way for him to pass on the center divider shoulder, but he doesn't need it right now because he's got slow but steady traffic. So it looks like now we're out of that construction zone, at least for now, and the suspect keeping the speed low. And when I say low, like 75 miles an hour right now. Just eastbound 10 freeway passing Ukaipa Boulevard. That was the bridge he just passed over, or passed under, I should say, and the CHP right there in trail. But again, the suspect calming down his driving from what he was doing just a short time ago, almost losing control at about 120 miles an hour. Caught his tires in some soft dirt in that center divider, and it nearly caused a major accident there. Luckily, he did not hit anybody and was able to get control of the vehicle back, but what a dangerous situation. At those speeds, things happen very, very quick. But now 70 miles an hour, that California Highway Patrol pulling right up alongside this guy, right up to his bumper almost, and saying, hello, I'm still here. You're not going to outrun us. And he continues there, about 2 car lengths there between the CHP and the suspect vehicle. Again, the suspect vehicle looks like a rideshare vehicle. It has some stickers on the front windshield, quite a few there on that passenger side. You know, now might be an opportunity to get a spike strip out ahead of them if they're able to. With the narrower freeway here coming down to just a couple of lanes, that might be an option for the CHP if they can get a spike strip in place to pop those tires and bring this to an end. But we'll see if that is an option right now. We haven't really heard any word on that. But short of that, at these speeds, a pit maneuver would not be safe. Traveling right now at about 75 miles an hour. Giving you another wide shot here, looking at the pursuit. Airship overhead and 3 units from the California Highway Patrol. This is approaching a county line road, eastbound 10. He's crossing over that road, I should say. Now continuing at those same speeds, about, actually he's ramped it up a little bit, about 80 miles an hour. Approaching Calamasa, eastbound 10 approaching Calamasa, and he's about 85 miles an hour. NOC from KBC Bravo, just checking our signal. NOC from KBC Bravo, just checking in our signal. Santiago, do you copy? NOC from KBC Bravo on Blue Ridge, how do you copy? And on PV, how do you copy? I'm not hearing you at all. I don't know if you're hearing me, but I'm hearing nothing but static. I'm on PV now. Okay, Javier, thank you. Thank you. They did, didn't they? But another unit here. And it sounds like they tried to spike strip. It looked like under that bridge maybe, so we'll see if that was effective or not. No, I'm hearing that he avoided it. So they did set up a spike strip under that last bridge as I was working out details with our signal, making sure we were okay. It looks like they deployed a spike strip in that #1 lane. The driver saw it coming and was able to get around it, unfortunately. So CHP thinking ahead here to try to bring this to a stop. We'll undoubtedly try it one more time, or at least one more time, to try to get this pursuit ended here. "75 miles an hour," and that's why we saw the units backing off quite a bit. They wanted to give that officer room to deploy that spike strip and pull it back before they came across it. That's why the CHP pulled so far back. But continuing here, eastbound 10 freeway. Traffic remaining light to medium. And look at the driver. He might be getting off here. It looks like he's pulling all the way across lanes. Maybe, just maybe, the spike strip, maybe the spike strip did work. Maybe he did catch one of the spikes because all of a sudden he's pulling over, unless he ran out of fuel. We'll see here, but he's slowed down quite a bit, and he looks like he's going to come to a stop. It looks like it's going to end here on the freeway. Oak Valley, just west of Oak Valley, on the right shoulder. California Highway Patrol making a felony stop on the vehicle. You can see them blocking all lanes here. And let's see if the guy gets out and runs. Again, he may be armed. There was talk earlier that it was an armed carjacking. We haven't confirmed that yet, but from the sources we were hearing on the scanner, the California Highway Patrol was concerned about that. So was the sheriffs. Now we're hearing that he might be on a rim on that vehicle. So that spike strip that the California Highway Patrol thought he didn't hit, likely it looks like he did, or he's just running out of gas. But certainly that's going to change this profile on this pursuit from 125 miles an hour to about 16 miles an hour on this off-ramp. And he's going into the dirt here. This is going to be it. We'll see what happens as he goes off-roading there a little bit and into the dirt right next to the trees. And he's going to stop right there.
Where we're going to stop.
And now the California Highway Patrol move in. Looks like the suspect has his hand out the window, and there we are. They're making that stop on that off-ramp. Santiago's DB, the ball might be, he might be shooting through the ball. Hey, Derek.
Sir.
Pedal turn right just a little bit. The camera ball's, there we go, right there. Perfect. Doors open, suspect. Haven't seen the suspect come out yet. It's a little hard to see in there. I don't want to zoom in too tight because, again, we understand that this suspect might have a weapon. And you see the California Highway Patrol taking cover behind their vehicles as this has come to an end.
Two police helicopters. There's Riverside overhead.
We did see when he pulled off that he saw the driver with his hand out the window. Now the door's open. Looks like he might be slowly coming out. One hand, I see he's moving his hand there up into this. Okay, looks like he's definitely complying. Hands up. He's going to walk off that dirt or backwards off to the back of the car.
Girlfriend's coming up from the rear.
Suspect complying with officers, hands up. Oh, it looks like it's a female.
Yeah, female.
Might be a female driver, hard to say, but I'm going to come out to a wider shot so you can see the officers there. The suspect kind of gingerly walking through that dirt, barefooted it looks like, and this might be a female driver. They will have that suspect lay down. Oh, no, they're going to just approach. And now this high-speed chase we picked up near the 605 and the 10 freeway, on the 10 freeway eastbound, reaching speeds of 125 miles an hour, nearly losing control on the freeway. Has come to an end here, but the spike strip on the 10 freeway, you see the suspect in cuffs now. Hard to tell if it's a male or female from our vantage point right now, but that suspect now in custody. They're going to clear that vehicle. Again, this was a carjacking suspect out of Oceanside. The vehicle was carjacked, they say, at with a weapon, and the sheriff's department was able to track the vehicle via LoJack system. That's how the sheriff's got behind this vehicle and now has that suspect in custody. Yes, I believe it is. I believe that's what they said. The suspect now being put into the vehicle there by the CHP. Almost looked like it was a female. Now it looks like he's a male. But in any event, this pursuit over here as the off-ramp. I believe this is Live Oak.
Oh no, no, no!
We have a suspect running. Oh, this is gonna be close.
Stopping car chases happening across Southern California. Subscribe here.
He slams into that car, he goes across the dirt!